a blessed Monday to us. I'd just like to make a pre-note that today's first reading, the very beginning of the book of the prophet Daniel in the Old Testament, is a very important proof for those who are vegetarians. That's the point. You can read all the rest. Today's gospel reading is a very significant episode because from the very perspective or from the very observation that Jesus had made, and sometimes even there are questions like, how did Jesus know that she only gave 2 coins? Because according to this, I remember our professor back in Jerusalem before, ingon siya nga, kana ko nung butanganan og kanang halad ba offering money in coins, of course, mura ko na siya og trompa nga dako diri sa sudlanan nya magkagamay didto. Mahibal-an jud kuno kung daghan ang imong gihatag o dutay ang imong gihatag o wa ba gid hinuon kay gihatag kay di man motingog kung wa kay gihatag. But this is a very significant reminder for all of us because this episode in the Gospel of St. Luke is already moving towards the passion and death of the Lord, the so-called the passion narrative, where he offered and gave himself up for all of us. In other words, when he made this very beautiful comment about the widow giving her whole livelihood, he's actually also pinpointing or re-echoing in advance what he himself will do. That as St. Paul says in the second letter of Paul to the Corinthians, even if he is rich, he became poor in order to save all of us. Through his poverty, we have been saved, we have been enriched. And this is a very significant thing that we have to take into account because this leads us into our preparation for the coming days. And this very beautiful celebration that we are preparing for through the season of Advent, which is Christmas, 5 weeks after the 4 weeks of Advent, is the self-emptying of the Son of God. Though he was God, he became man like us. He lived among us. He became poor. And through his poverty, we have become rich. And most of all, at the same time, we have to thank the Blessed Virgin Mary, who gave the same example, who gave the so-called, she is the conduit to that fulfillment of the promise. And she herself is a model of humility, poverty, and graciousness. Amen.